Alright, that on, microphone check. Alright, we should be live. So, gonna do a very quick stream, because I have to leave to go movies, and I'll be leaving in about an hour, so we'll get close to the usual time. So, last time we ended, we are on Darksteel, so we're on Dissension now. Pull up Bilbo real quick, in case you haven't seen him. Pause real quick and check his text. And just to reiterate, we are not actually building around his 111 life mechanic. We are here to try and outlast our opponents. Like, all of them will be dead and buried long before we celebrate our 111th birthday. Mostly because they will just not be able to kill us in time, and they will slowly wither and die. But we are kept young and healthy by our magical cursed artifact ring. So this is Dissension, so I'm not expecting much, since all of our three colors are all paired with one of the other two colors in this set. Don't care about 1/1 counters either, so most of the graph things aren't going to work. And target creature, no. For each of its colors, no. Pay X life to make other players lose X life. If that did not have an additional mana cost, well, that would always have been insane, because then you would just kill your opponents because you have more life than them. But if it was like a 2 or even 3-to-1 ratio, I'd absolutely be running that as my finisher. And then we would actually win the game. That's true, we do have the potential for the overlap, but I don't think that's going to work because we're a wedge rather than a shard. I don't think we get any of these either. Brace for impact. No. No. Bombshell, no. Up to another creature instead and draw a card. Target attacking creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Its controller gains life equal to its toughness. Oh wait, no, we do. We get crime and punishment. Put target creature or enchantment card from opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. And then punishment is the X spell to destroy things. Yeah, destroy each artifact, creature, enchantment with converted mana cost exactly X. We don't need that. I did forget that there was a wedge one also for these. Do we want condemn? Probably not. We're already going to have swords and path and a bunch of other exile effects that I'm hoping to run. So don't need any of these graft creatures, delirium skynes. Discard a non-creature card. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add mana equal to enchanted permanent's mana cost. Nope. Shouldn't that be mana value now? I guess not, because then it would just be generic. You actually get the colored mana from the casting cost. Like, if it's 2 green, black, and 1, you actually get 2 green, black, and 1 generic to work with. A pro multicolored, no. Drains a life, no. Can't run that. No. 1/1 and draw a card, and the 1/1's blocking. 2 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Nope. Poison aura, pro monocolored. A2 white. Next time, source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn. Prevent that damage. It's a 3 mana 1/1 that eats up 2 of my mana every turn, and then we have to spend mana to prevent damage. We don't have to choose ahead of time, though, like we would if we wanted to run something like Story Circle, but eating up 2 of our mana every turn just to keep this thing alive, and then needing, and specifically the color we need to activate him to, probably not worth it overall. Eternal Tutor, no. Loaming Shaman. Yeah, we can do better for our Graveyard Recursion to stop us from decking out. In fact, I think we already are doing better, and there's more cards that I might want. If I had time to activate Muse Vessel, I might be interested in it, but yeah, just spending that much mana every turn to exile a random card, well, not random, but opponent's choice from their hand, just to get more cards out of the game, to give them less to work with. Stylistically, deal so much damage, gain that much life, and he can forecast to give that ability to a creature. Probably not. Proclamation of Rebirth, on the other hand, is a card I am interested in. I did forget it was from Dissension because it's got the Orzhov mechanic, or not Orzhov, Azorius mechanic on it. So, Proclamation of Rebirth. Some insane number like 5 and white. Oh no, 5 and white is the forecast. It's 2 and a white. The 5 and a white is what we're going to be paying for it, because... Alright, so if you have not ever seen Proclamation of Rebirth, it used to be a thing in... I don't think it was standard at the time, because its main thing, yeah, it had to have been, I guess it would have been extended then. So, the thing that it does, so... If you spend the 3 mana, you return up to 3 target creatures with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Cool. Forecast allows you to pay this cost during your upkeep and reveal the card once per turn per card that you have in your hand with Forecast. To have this ability, in this case, you reveal it, return target creature card with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So... you can just spend 6 mana on your upkeep and get back one of your one or less casting cost creatures. So, we're planning on running a bunch of the Soul Sisters cards anyway, and possibly Martyr of the Sands, which is the card that this used to go along with. So the idea was that you pay the mana, you get back Martyr of Sands, you sacrifice her, reveal your hand, which you were mono white at the time, had nothing but white spells in it, gain 3 times that much life, and good luck to the opponent trying to kill you at that point. Because if you have a grip full of 7 white cards at that point, you are gaining 21 life per turn. And you're getting your creature back into play to block and sack before you gain this life. That's not a thing most standard or, at the time, extended decks were really going to hack through with any kind of proficiency. So... it used to give you a ton of time to find your other cards and set up a proper board state. And, once you gain 21 life and your opponent only does like 10 damage to you, that means your next turn, you can actually cast some of those spells, and then next turn get back the Martyr and gain like 10 or 9 life or 12 life or something, and try and build up more white cards in your hand while you have a board presence. And then you could always cash in one of these things to get back 3 of your creatures in one turn. Who were all also little tiny things that would gain you tons of life, so yeah, Proclamation of Rebirth going on the list. Will we actually run it? I genuinely don't know. Depends on how many 1 casting cost and lower creatures we actually wind up running, and how much we care about getting them back if they die. But Right now, I am planning to run a bunch of them that I know of, so we're just gonna put this in the deck and try and get there with it. Um, I don't think we need proper burial. There are other cards that have similar effects to this, and if I could find one that's much cheaper than this and gaining me a ton of life, or doing something else in addition to gaining me life when our creatures die, then I'm good, but I don't think we need that one specifically. I do want to gain life basically for everything that happens, so we're going to be running things like Shoal the Apocalypse, so we gain life when we draw cards. We're going to be running. I want to gain life when we have creatures come into play, draw cards, creatures die, opponents' creatures do things, creatures attack, creatures block ideally. Just keep gaining life constantly. And see how many similar effects we can stack. Yeah, don't need Seal of Doom. Ratcatcher. Can't run Pure and Simple because of the Pure side, I believe, is red-green. That costs blue to activate. Need it. Uh, nope. Creatures with you control with Defender, no. Can't run Walking Archive and Wits End. Alright. That was Dissension. After Dissension, we are on Dominaria. I hope I didn't make it mad at me. Yeah, I made it mad at me. I accidentally double-clicked. Like, I'm all confused, so I've deleted your search criteria now. No. Kill a creature or land. No. Go to all of these. Death Touch Lifelink. Eh. Not expecting to have a ton of knights, so I don't think we need the Knight of Windgrace. Banalish Marshal, no. Blackblade, Blessed Light. Weatherlight. That thing. Damage. For a non-legendary. X is half your life total, then this deals X damage to you. No, thank you. I don't need Damping Sphere. Danitha. Try and target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. No. No. Exile a top card until you exile a non-land card, then put that card in your hand if that card's mana value is 4 or greater. Yeah, I'm planning on having a lot of low casting cost stuff. I would run Bells and Lock if he were the low casting cost stuff makes it repeat until I hit something with a high mana value, but having it be the other way around is not where I want to be. Alright, Evra is hilarious, but also super dangerous. I might possibly want to do something this stupid. See on Witness. Or white, and have it. Yeah, so if you can safely exchange your life total with her power and get one hit in, then your life total becomes what it was plus 4, and you have a creature with that much power. It still seems dicey, and I'm probably going to wind up cutting it, but it amuses me to put it on the list right now, so we're going to pretend like I might actually seriously consider going to 4 and giving this thing, like, 30, 50, 110 power. Whichever. Sack 2 saplings, gain 2 life, and draw a card. Target historic card. Old healing salve variant. Benalia. Do I want Helm of the Host? Just to start making token copies of things that gain me life when I do things? Maybe? It's 4 to cast, 5 to equip, right? Yeah. Later, invoke the divine, isolated chapel, Hillier, Josu, Arn, Knights, yeah, 8 mana to gain 10 life on a 2/3 body. Was very good in limited. Like, games dragged on in original Dominaria, and you could just get to the point where you could cast this thing and suddenly regain half your starting life total. That was a huge deal, but I don't think so. Ooh, my other angels gain lifelink. I said that facetiously, but Angel is probably our most likely common creature type in this deck. It's Lyra Dawnbringer? Yeah. I was gonna say, is there a comma, or is Dawnbringer her last name just like it was for Rhea Dawnbringer? 3 white, Angel, 5/5. Or let's put a Baneslayer in our deck. And a creature card. White one is make 2 1/1s, and green one is look for a creature. Yeah, I don't think we need any of those. Self-Replicator, Mox Amber. Each land I control and each land in my graveyard. 2 lands to owner's hand, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Think so. Scriptures. Turn all legendary permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not what I'm super planning on doing with this deck, so I don't think we need that. Alright, Bells and Lock. Oh, Sarah Disciple. I do like Shalai a lot. Just giving all of my stuff hexproof while being a big flying body. Well, not a big flying body in Commander, I suppose, but close enough. 4 in this form. 3, 8. I say in this form, was there another Shalai? I feel like there's another Shalai, but I can't remember what she does now. So I could be misremembering. Oh, why did I put her casting cost over there? Angel. I was like, I feel like I typed the casting cost before, and the answer is yes. Yes, I did. Don't need Shauna. Field of the Realm. Short Sword. Gain 1 life and 4 make a sapperling. Yeah. There are a lot of random life gain things that go along with sapperlings, but none of them are so good that I would want to run them in this deck. That feels like something that feels like a completely different deck that I will want to build around with different cards. But there's like the farmer from Fallen Empires, the green one, and then there's a white one that's the farmer color shifted in like Planar Chaos, I think. And right, because Planar Chaos has all the color shifted stuff. And then we have Slimefoot here, and I think there's one other one. Plus, we had the enchantment earlier in this set that lets you sack 2 Sapperlings to gain life and draw cards. So yeah, there's a lot of potential life gain in Sapperlings. I feel like there's even more than that that I'm blanking on because that's not usually what you're focused on with Sapperlings. It's usually like a go wide, beat down plan, not necessarily gaining tons of life. And pass anything, right? We're just making Sapperling tokens on all of these. Oh wait, what did the Fraley's thing do? It makes my things tap for mana and counters Vigilance Indestructible. Okay, nothing super interested in. Oh yeah, Valid Omnivore gains you life if it eats Sapperlings. I'm sure there's more than that. Don't think we need to Shar. He does get back cheap things, but only when we're casting artifacts or legendary things. Maybe a saga, but I'm not even sure what sagas we'd be running. Like, we don't need the Eldest Reborn for anything. Then shuffle my graveyard in. Meh. Enters the battlefield up to one target player's life total becomes half their starting life total rounded down. Yeah, I'd rather not run that, just so that way nobody, you know, manages to get me with that type of thing. Like, oh, hey, you have this in your graveyard? Cool, I'm gonna resurrect it and target you now. You can go back to 20 from, 1 trillion or whatever stupid number we get up to. Don't need the Kavu. Ruinous Blast. Weatherlight. Spur. Bird. Isle Offering. Nope. Okay. Back we go. Was Dominaria. Dominaria United. Johnny Sleeper Agent. Top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker, put in your hand. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your library. 3 counters that gain vigilance. And whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, give an opponent 2 poison counters. Nope. Then choose a card. Then choose any card name. Cost 2 more. And activate abilities. No. Don't need that. Don't need that. Arcweave Crusher. Destructible. List. Nope. Wartuck gets back cheap things because we have Domain 3. I don't need braids. Player put X11 counters on a creature you control where X is a number. Yeah. -2, -2. We'll still kill all of our creatures, possibly even the one we would put the counter on, so. Can't run the Skyrider. No, or can't run to most of these so far. Or equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to Danitha. Nope. Let's see, we could pay life to cast white spells to save a white mana, and white permanents get 1/1. Black gets me +1/+1 and menace until end of turn, and green gets me a 1/1 counter on each creature I control. Nope. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. When another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Alright, fine. Here. More malevolent soul sister. What is her actual name again? LS. Us. 4. Mystic Pilgrim. And he is white, black, Phyrexian Core Cleric. Core Cleric, 2/2. Alright. Extinguish the Light is a bit too expensive. Really need Evolve Sleeper, and black is our tertiary color again, so. Gain a life and draw a card. I think we can do slightly better than that. Haunted Mire, possibly. There. Yeah, we don't need the Guardian of New Benalia. I kind of skipped over it, and I wanted to go back and double check. Basic land card reveal, put in your hand and shuffle, and gain 3 life. No. Okay, tap Power Stone, pay any amount of mana, look at that many cards, put 1 into your hand and the rest on the bottom in a random order. Emblem that lets my artifacts tap to deal damage. The Silex. I think we need King Darien. Dawn's Light. You gain that much life +1 instead. Yeah, okay. We'll consider the Knight of Dawn's Light. One is white. A Knight 2/2. Knight 2/2. Got it eventually. Alright. And Knight of Dust Shadow is pretty much the opposite. I'd say that's the antithesis to our deck, but I think the creature Stigma Lasher is the antithesis to our deck. Like, you get hit by that thing and you can't gain life for the rest of the game. Functionally an emblem without actually being an emblem, and that's just the worst for us. Like, a perfectly reasonable ability, because it's a 2-mana 2/2 that has to actually hit, but. And most people aren't going to bother running that, but it would really, really mess up my deck if that were to happen. Like, more so than the enchantments that make you lose life based on the life you're gaining. Because we can at least destroy those. And if we have enough of a life buffer, we don't even mind losing the life for a little while to our own effects. Yeah, don't need Lone Speaker, don't need Love Song. Can't run the War Leech. Yeah, Mossbeard, not good enough for this deck. Create a 1/1 Sapperling token. +2/+2. Sack 2 Sapperlings to draw a card. Phyrexian Missionary. You're only a mediocre Gravedigger. You do get lifelink, though, so that's not terrible, but... Create a soldier. Pilfer. Plaza of Heroes. Earth Binding. I think we can do better than Radiant Grove for the white-green dual lands. I know we have fewer options for the black-green and black-white dual lands, though, so I don't mind grabbing the Haunted Mire, and when we get to the white-black one, the other one. But I don't think we need Radiant Grove. Create a token. No. I don't think we'll be running quite enough legendaries for Rada Drobic. Although we might. If we get closer, I'll consider it. Paragon exiles the thing the next time it would leave. I did say we would run Sheoldred, and I am definitely running Sheoldred the Apocalypse. I would very much like to gain life every time I draw cards. Rexian, Praetor, 4/5, I believe. Yep. Tell how much standard I play when I cannot remember Sheoldred's exact stats. Oh man, every time a creature comes into play, I could gain 4 life. Or, do something else useful. Actually, not even comes into play. Every time I cast a creature, I could gain 4 life. I mean, it does let me disenchant. And I am planning on running a bunch of cheap creatures, so I guess we consider the Silverback Elder. Plus, we wound up cutting him the last time, I believe, so maybe this is his chance to shine. For those Arbor Colossus casting costs. Ape Shaman. 5/7. So much devotion to green. Don't need Survey. Snare Spinner. Ladder Goblin. Strength of the Coalition. Enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life for each time it was kicked. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library, put it in your hand, and lose life equal to its mana value. Alright, I definitely want that Sunlit Marsh, and it's staring at me, so we'll go ahead and add it while I consider... So we could kick it twice to gain 6 life. Then we start chewing through our life total to draw extra cards, which is fine. We do have to deal combat damage, which is not something I'm thrilled about doing, so... Because that's not how I want to win this game. I want to win the game by just outliving everybody. You're going to get to 111 years old. You might as well revel in the fact that most of your enemies have just died of old age at that point, and you're still around. And still pretty spry, especially for a 111-year-old. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't even have water right now because we're going to the movies, and I don't want to suddenly have to go, with like an hour left in the movie. Try and find that right time. Nor do I want to have to find one of those apps that will tell you when the best time is. Okay, if you really need to go, you won't miss much if you're gone for like a minute here. Exile an artifact or enchantment, but then if you kick it, it exiles a non-land permanent instead. Yeah, that is the type of effect I'm definitely looking for, so... Like, I do want all of my effects to be exiling, if at all possible. Temporary lockdown is each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less that will eat all of my little life gain creatures. I definitely cannot afford to have that happen, so... Cruelty of Gix is okay, but not amazing in this deck. Yeah, the 3 life, the Grim Tutor in the middle is fine. Taking a random card, of our choice, but still, and it has to be a creature or planeswalker from that player's hand, from one player's hand. Then we get a creature back. They're all kind of okay. The tutor is the best part, and I don't think I want to run a 5 mana sorcery just to get that effect when I could run the actual tutors. So would I want the Raven Man? I'm wondering if I want some amount of discard just to take away opponents' resources every turn, so that way we keep them in check so we don't get overwhelmed and let them actually build out a board state that will kill us through all of our life gain, or get into a position where we're not gaining life anymore. And I've been wondering if I want some amount of, especially making every opponent discard a card. So there's a possibility I would want that, in which case we'll add the Raven Man to the list. I don't know if he's actually going to make the deck. I don't know if I want this effect or not, but... A Warlock? No, he is a human wizard. Okay. Read ahead. Top 7. Reveal a non-saga permanent. Put up to 2 non-saga permanents from your hand onto the battlefield. Probably not. Grand Portal. Tyrannical Pit Lord. I don't think we need Urborg Repossession. It does gain us life and gets back 2 cards. Although one's a creature and the other one is a permanent, right? So we can't get back spells. Yeah, I guess we don't need that at all then. It was barely a casual thought in its direction, and now that I'm remembering its other limitations, it's like it's not even that, so... Yeah, okay. That was Dominaria United. On to their commander decks, which should not have anything, because they are very heavy color commitment and legendary matters, and neither one of them is specifically our wedge, so... Like, the one's 5 color, but a lot of its stuff is actually 5 color, so... Wait, is it actually working correctly? I think it's working correctly. It's throwing me off because it has like 1 or 2 of the cards that shouldn't be here, and then it has the box topper legends also. So these creatures with no abilities can't be blocked by creatures with abilities. Reach, untap all archers during each other player's untap step. Whenever an archer you control deals damage to a creature, you may pay 2 and draw a card. Enters the battlefield, reveal the top 7 cards, put a number of creature and or lands among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Dice, create 7 1/1s. It's okay with some of the things that we have, but... Or another non-token enchantment enters the battlefield, create a 1/1. Final chapter of a saga, make an angel. Copy of any creature, except it's a Phyrexian. No. Worm token guy. Equal number of lands you control. Make a badger. Top X cards. Put 2 of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom in a random order. Create a 2/2 Griffin. Combat damage to a player. Put there from the battlefield this turn. Color identity. Have Convoke. Flying Death Touch Lifelink. Whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, if life was paid to activate it, you may pay that much life again. If you do, copy that ability and choose new targets. Don't think so. Hourglass Pendant and the Obsidian Obelisk. Oh no, wait, hang on. We have 2 more cards because Peregrine Dynamo rather and Tiller Engine, I was about to portmanteau their names together, are also unique to this set. Another legendary source that's not a commander. Yeah, I don't think so. Untap that land. Tap target non-land an opponent controls. Alright, anybody else real quick? No? Okay. That was Dominaria. After Dominaria is... I double check the time. Is Dragon's Maze. Alright, we should be able to do Dragon's Maze and maybe Dragons of Tarkir, and then I should probably call it. That way I can get ready to go. 5/5 Worm token, no. 3/3 Centaur, and it has Fuse. Run Armed and Dangerous. Wolf Rider, no. The Lifelink Pro White and Black, if you have 30 or more life and opponent has 10 or less life, is a 10/10 flyer. Don't think so. No. It's 3/3, no. Oh, Death to the Deathless. I think not this time. Like, I could see us running maybe Exsanguinate, but Death to the Deathless costing 4 mana before we get anything out of it, and us not being particularly heavy in the ramp. Probably not worth it. I don't think we need Dead Bridge Chant. No to Down and Dirty. Down in Filth. Mara. Can't run Flesh and Blood because of the other side of it. Mana value X or less? No. Again, I'm expecting our things to be little, so... Excuse me. So killing all little things is really bad. Like, just the worst. I don't think we need Profit and Loss. Free. Maze creatures. Prey. Obzadot's Aid. Would I want the Pontiff of Blight? Giving all of my little clerics and angels extort 1. Maybe? Possibly? This is Dragon's Maze. Pontiff of Blight. We do gain that much life. This is one of the older wordings where you gain the total amount of life that you're draining. So if I drained everybody for 1, I would get life equal to the number of players we have. That's true. I said angels are my most likely creature type. It's actually clerics that are my most likely creature type to have in the deck, I think. Ready and Willing is the white-green, white-black combo. Creatures you control are indestructible. Untap each creature, or creatures you control gain Death Touch and Lifelink. 6 mana to do both. Probably not? Question mark? It is a way to give my creatures indestructible, and then it for 3 mana, which is about where I'm gonna be at on anything past the 3 that I'm definitely running. I guess we add it to the list and see if we want to run this one. 1 white, green, instant. 1 black, instant. Has fuse. Might as well throw that in there while I'm at it. Each player sacrifices a multicolored permanent. No. For each creature your opponents control, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Mildly amusing, but not exactly what I need. Battlefield activate only as a sorcery. Or gates gain 7 life? No. Other hand, choose an instant or sorcery for them to exile. Nope. Destroy that creature, create a 1/1 spirit. I don't know. Like, we probably want no mercy in this deck because we gain so much life, it doesn't matter. If we take damage from our opponent's creatures, and in fact that discourages them from bothering to try and deal damage to us until they can get around that. And I could see running Dread because he'll shuffle back in if he dies. Asa at 7 mana. She is unblockable with protection from creatures, with like 2 or 3 niche effects getting around that. Yeah, I guess we add her as a potential card. So, Scion, right? Oh no, this is the Envoy of Ghosts. Wrong, Tesa. Is 5 white, black, human advisor, 4/4. Oops. Tithe Draker, no. Summoner, no. Lynching Courage, Alraz, Voice of Resurgence, and the Willing half of Ready and Willing. Alright. So that was Dragon's Maze. Yeah, I should probably call it here so I can get ready. So yeah, that will do it for me for right now. We'll go to the movies, we'll come back, and then I'll probably play some Magic. I thought the Prismatic Cube was out now, but apparently it's not out until like Monday of next week, so So yeah, we'll probably just be playing like the regular set, so March of the Machine again. But we'll figure that out when I get back. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.